Good morning. You're watching Focus on South Texas. I'm Karen Martinez. Well, this weekend we're going to show local business owners an easy way to reach out to new customers. But first, it's an organization that started, believe it or not, in the back of a bar 26 years ago. Today, the San Antonio AIDS Foundation continues to provide compassionate care for individuals dealing with AIDS and HIV. And you can help by running or walking for AIDS. Here with more on the event are Regina Villalobos, Marketing Director for the San Antonio AIDS Foundation, and Chris Stone, Event MC and Committee Chair. Thank you for being with us.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. This is a great event. Last year, Ted Garcia and I were lucky enough to go out there and say a few words and help kick off that walk. It was at Woodlawn Lake. It was so much fun, so amazing. The crowd was amazing. A lot of music, a lot of energy. They were ready to go, ready to walk. And of course, you know, the money benefits the San Antonio AIDS Foundation, and it helps to raise awareness. This year's walk is actually going to be on September 22nd at the Blue Star Arts Complex. And Chris, I know you were there last year. You were the DJ for the event.
Yes, I was.
So I got to say again, great music, a lot of energy. People were dancing, but they were ready to walk. They were ready to go.
Exactly. We were ready to go.
And I know that this is a cause that's very close to your heart.
Yes.
Tell us about your experience and why you're so involved.
Well, originally, and keep in mind, I'm originally from the Philadelphia area, and I've been in San Antonio since 1996.
Okay.
Before I moved out here, I have a sister who had died of AIDS back in '96. And originally when she first, well, actually, when everybody started talking about AIDS and HIV, you know, I didn't know about my sister yet, being infected. And I decided to get involved with something before waiting for it to hit home. You know how everybody's like, oh, well, you know, you got this, so now I'm going to fight for this now. So I did my first AIDS walk in Philadelphia, and a month later, I found out my sister was diagnosed with full-blown AIDS.
Oh, wow.
And at that time, because we don't know how long she actually had it, you know, she was already full-blown, she was already sick, and that's when she found out was when she got sick. And they gave her 6 months to a year to live. And turns out, you know, with great organizations just like the San Antonio AIDS Foundation, which is why now living here I support the San Antonio AIDS Foundation, you know, organizations that do provide, you know, care for people living with HIV and AIDS, help give them a better quality of life. And she was able to live for another 5 years. And then she passed in '96. But she went out with a fight.
Yeah. I mean, how, for people who don't understand, what toll does that take on, you know, not just the patient, but the family as well, and everything that you're dealing with and going through?
Well, you know, I come from a very blessed family. We're a very close-knit family, very diverse family. At the time, my father was also alive. He had died the year before. My sister actually passed, but so he was there through most of it. As well. My mother, who is 83 today, she's like 83 now, you know, seeing her having to go through this, I mean, I think at first it just wasn't real. You know, it's like, how does this happen? You know, I mean, what is AIDS? You know, nobody was talking about it much then. I mean, it was all over the news, but everybody was like, well, you can't get it. It's, you know, it's a gay disease. I mean, my sister thought that it was a gay disease. And, you know, I had to educate her at that time and say, it's not a gay disease. And then next thing you know, she got AIDS.
Wow.
And, you know, and here she is, a black, heterosexual female, you know, who didn't really need, in her mind, to use protection. Because she couldn't have kids anymore. You know, she already had her kids were grown. She had her tubes tied. You know, didn't think that it was necessary. And turned out, you know, maybe that would have saved her life. So it was a hard lesson, and it was something that the whole family had to learn how to accept and adjust. I think I was the first person that actually kind of had a feeling that's why she was sick, because they tried to pass it off as anemia at first. And I was like, no, I think she has AIDS, and sure enough, that's exactly what it was. And you know, but I think for my family, because you know, I came from a very lucky family, a very good family. You know, we accepted each other unconditionally. So she had the support of her family and realized that it's her family that was there for her, because a lot of her friends walked away. A lot of her friends walked away from her. So.
Well, you know, back then you didn't talk about it. A lot of people didn't talk about it, but you're talking about it now.
Yes.
The AIDS Foundation is talking about it now, and we are, and we want to raise awareness and get people out to the race. And you know, it's a walk, but you can run as well. Tell us
Exactly.
about this year's event.
Well, this year we decided to incorporate a run to try and bring some more people into the fold ultimately. And actually we'd have our run and some people would still go, or we'd have our walk and people would still go running around the track. And we're like, what are you doing? Okay.
They want the competition.
But so it's now officially called, we've renamed it. It's now the San Antonio AIDS Foundation Run and Walk for AIDS. There's lots of walks out there. We're trying to make ourselves distinct, and you know exactly what it's about. And so that's where that kind of came in. It is coming up on the 22nd, and it is to build awareness for this issue that's in the community and worldwide, actually. And I think it's so kind of, it feels far removed from a lot of people because you hear about AIDS in Africa, AIDS somewhere else. Well, it's right here in your own backyard, and people are not registering that. And this is a family-friendly, friend-friendly, every pet's come out and everything. And this is just a fun way to kind of get involved or start learning about it even. At the same time helping to raise funds and support this cause and our foundation. Actually, we have a lot of services that we offer there. Chris has learned about them since she's been involved with us for so long, and I'm sure a lot of them are probably similar to what her sister probably experienced. But we have skilled nursing and hospice care. We have a hot meals program people aren't aware of. We serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner 365 days out of the year. That program's very important to us. We have our case management. We have our education prevention department. We are constantly going out wherever we can. We're in, I think, 12, 13 different school districts now.
Wow.
And so, and we go to schools, we go to correctional facilities, we go to corporations, you know, just call us, we'll be there. And, you know, any way we can get out there and do kind of the preventative measure, we want to do that.
And let's support. Let's put the information up about the Run and Walk for AIDS. It's going to take place, as Regina mentioned, Saturday, September 22nd, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., 8 a.m. sharp. I know last year people wanted to get going, get running. So that is the time this year. It'll be at the Blue Star Arts Complex on South Alamo. Booths, food trucks, entertainment, free HIV testing on site, and you get the results pretty quickly nowadays with that. You also have a pre-event coming up. Tell us about that.
It is called Cocktails for a Cause, and that is something that developed by one of our supporters, and they said, I want to do it again, and so we've gotten involved. And it's kind of this little funsy pre-kickoff event. There's no exercise involved, so you don't have to sweat, no
Okay,
sweating.
I think I might take part in that one.
Cocktails. And it's basically food, drink. We have live DJ entertainment, and we have, for people that are familiar with RuPaul's Drag Race, that airs on another station. Jujubee will be there doing a live performance for us. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
And where is it at?
It's at the Zumbro Lounge, which is located in the St. Paul Square, right next to the Cameo Theater for individuals that are familiar with that, off of Commerce Street.
September 15th from 8 to 11 p.m. And Chris, just a final message. If you know, for people really want to sink the message in and let them know what's the one point that you want to get across to them.
I think the most important thing today is that we can't be afraid to mention the word AIDS. We have to actually speak up and get active about it because it is right here, you know, in our community, and it doesn't discriminate against gender orientation or gender identity. It doesn't discriminate against your sexual orientation. It doesn't discriminate against your race or nationality. It is everywhere, and it's here in San Antonio and the surrounding area as well, more than people really realize. I mean, I remember when people would not, we couldn't even put the word AIDS on a banner here when I first moved here in '96. And, you know, we just have to, you know, just stay focused on trying to find a cure. And the only way to do that is through education, making sure everybody takes advantage of the testing because it's free and it's quick now, which is really nice. And, you know, we have these T-shirts that say, are you positive, you're negative? Find out,
Yeah.
you know?
Absolutely. And 1 in 4 people don't know they're infected. Individuals that are infected with HIV can live up to 10 years before any symptoms are detected. So again, there's no cure. There's treatment, but still no cure. So we encourage you, go out, get tested, get educated, and definitely go to the Run and Walk for AIDS. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Focus on South Texas.